And the Hornets sense victory. Then will leapfrog Charlotte into ninth, and there's ball thrown it in.
Lamelo! 7-point game!
He got hit, upset that he didn't get the call.
Technical foul on Charlotte, by the way. Ball was the one who got the technical foul. He was drawn away with the referees a couple nights ago in Milwaukee, too. Oh, wow, Lamelo just got teed up again, and Trey Maddox just tossed him out of the game.
I think we can all agree that as it stands, Lamelo Ball has had one of the most unfortunate starts to a young NBA career we have ever seen. And the thing is, we should not take this lightly. In the past, the careers of potential young NBA stars have stumbled or even completely fallen off due to that young star getting drafted into the wrong situation as his front office makes mistake after mistake. And at this point in time, it is simple. Lamelo Ball's talent is being wasted. At his best, Lamelo has shown that he can not only stand out due to his flash, but also he makes incredible high IQ plays for his teammates that simply lead to great on-court chemistry and a winning basketball team. Last season, the Hornets had 43 wins, their most since 2016. As it currently stands, Lamelo Ball's averages of 19.2 points, 7.2 assists, and 6.3 rebounds per game put him in historically elite company. Digging even further, between the ages of 20 and 21, Lamelo has somehow been even more impressive, as at this age range, only 5 players have averaged at least 18 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds per game, and only one of the players on this list is for sure not headed to the Hall of Fame, as yet again with Tyreke Evans, the Sacramento Kings claimed another one. And knowing Lamelo Ball's career arc before this, I don't think that any of us would say that under the right circumstances, Lamelo Ball could grow into a real NBA superstar that could lead a team to a championship. Not many players make the All-Star game at the age of 20, but the moves the Charlotte Hornets have been making can only be described as awful. So what's up guys, Mike here, and the moves the Charlotte Hornets made have been very damaging to Lamelo Ball's young career so far, which isn't a giant problem in year 3, but if we look at the case of DeMarcus Cousins, we see what can happen if things go wrong for too long. When DeMarcus Cousins was drafted by the Sacramento Kings, he had the talent to be the best center in the entire NBA, and looking at his stats at the age of 26, a year where he made his second straight second-team All-NBA, it also looks like Cousins was on the verge of a potentially Hall of Fame career if things went right. Instead, because of his early years with the Kings, after a bad injury, DeMarcus Cousins has become one of, in my opinion, the saddest stories the NBA has ever seen. Wasted talent, but it isn't the player's fault. If Boogie Cousins was never drafted by the Sacramento Kings, I am positive he has a much better basketball career. But guys, before we continue, I'm very excited to thank today's sponsor, NBA All World. NBA All World is a new mobile game where you can compete in basketball 1v1s as your favorite NBA players and explore an AR world that hosts tournaments, local competitions, custom drops, and more. Trust me when I say, guys, this game is an absolute blast, and I also will say it is the next big mobile game for any basketball fan. It actually encourages you to get out of the house and explore an AR map based on the real world, and here's how you can get started. First, hit the link in the description down below to download. Then, after you complete the tutorial, you get to hop right into All World. The only way you can search the map in All World is by exploring your actual neighborhood. In your neighborhood, there are going to be hidden items that help you level up your player, and you could also find your favorite NBA players chilling on the map. On top of that, you can challenge them, and if you win, the stakes are high because you get to recruit them to your team. Not to mention, they have amazing apparel partnerships that you can customize your players with, as well as custom drops and global tournaments to compete in. And actual real life basketball courts are on the All World map. If you go to the court, you can compete in a Rule the Court where you can challenge other players to get a spot on the leaderboard, which is, of course, the ultimate way to get bragging rights in your neighborhood. Also, I'm partnering with NBA All World on an in-game creator tournament where my team is going head-to-head against other creators. With that said, I do need everyone to go download the game now. The link is again in my description. Complete the tutorial and get practicing, because once the tournament starts, you can go to the tournaments page and look for My Creator Showdown Showdown to join. And I'll be giving shout outs to all of the top participants. Thank you to NBA All World for sponsoring today's video. And for now, let's get back into that video. So with the Charlotte Hornets, it is time to start moving and get Lamelo Ball some help. At this point, I would say he has been a bit written off by the mainstream media. We certainly are not hearing the same hype we used to, but this has also not been the first time Lamelo has been written off a bit before. Back in October of 2019, ESPN did not have Lamelo in their top 100 recruits. You heard that right. Even though before that, Lamelo had scored 92 points in a high school basketball game and had shown the confidence to do this on a basketball court. Scouts had written Lamelo off, and even entering his final stint in Australia, he was projected as just a second-round pick and then left as the number 3 pick in the draft. And what's interesting is, if we compare Lamelo to the best young guards in the NBA, if we look at their stat comparisons at the age of 20, according to Basketball Reference, if you don't consider Luka Doncic a guard, you might even say that Lamelo Ball has the most impressive stats on this list. However, as it currently stands in the current NBA, Lamelo is not exactly getting the respect of some of these other names, as with 15 wins, not many have exactly been following the Charlotte Hornets. By the way, I'm on the grind to 2 million subscribers, so if you like this video, it would be awesome if you subscribed and turned on post notifications. With that said, let's get back to the video. But as we already know, Lamelo Ball has had a very unfortunate start to his career. I mean, who else just loses a teammate who's a 20-point per game young scorer, along with having to deal with all of the mishaps of the Charlotte Hornets front office? Just a quick recap of the worst things they've done. 1, Charlotte bet it all on a 30-plus-year-old injury-prone Gordon Hayward. Luckily, his 4-year, $120 million deal will be up in 2024. Kobe's year, which is fitting because Hayward was paid like Kobe. 2, Charlotte has also done things such as drafting a guard in James Bouknight, who has only averaged around 4 points per game so far. And overall, the Charlotte Hornets front office has seemingly surrounded Lamelo Ball with what I would only describe as a strange collection of mostly veteran talent. Right now, looking at the stats of the Charlotte Hornets, out of the top 8 guys in minutes per game played, the second youngest player is PJ Washington, listed at age 24 on Basketball Reference. So somehow this 15-win team is led by a 28-year-old Terry Rozier, 32-year-old Gordon Hayward, and 32-year-old Mason Plumlee. How could this possibly be good for Lamelo Ball's development? At this point, Charlotte Hornets fans are clutching croissants for the dream of Victor Wembanyama. Things have gotten that dire, and in year 3 of his basketball career, this is horribly unfair for Lamelo. Just being honest, can we really blame Melo for a step backwards this season? The fact that he hasn't been openly complaining and shoving his teammates even more? I understand you don't want to give a man credit for not attacking his teammates, but Draymond Green was throwing punches on a championship team. Lamelo has essentially been forced to help pick up the pieces for the Charlotte Hornets when he should be, like most third-year stars in the NBA, be competing for a playoff spot at the very least. But the thing is, Lamelo's mindset has remained tremendous throughout all of this. Recently, when The Athletic asked where his head was at with the rebuild process, Melo said, pretty much just taking every game one by one, trying to get wins, keeping our heads on right, not letting our record devastate us. Basically, the most optimistic answer he could give. Meanwhile, teammates such as Terry Rozier have made it clear Lamelo has been an incredibly positive force on this team who has not been letting the losses get to him. In my opinion, getting through this horrible situation maturely really shows that Lamelo is the type of leader that a franchise can bank on for years to come. Mentally, he has that, and the talent is there too. In past videos, I've said Luka Doncic needs some help, but looking at Lamelo's team, I mean, the fact that he has been the ultimate professional really speaks volumes. On the court, it is clear all he wants to do is win, and that's the type of player he is. I mean, just logically, how can one of the game's best passers truly excel at his highest level if his teammates can't make shots? We are currently, unfortunately, watching what happens when a potentially great talent gets put in the exact wrong situation. Hopefully, Charlotte can turn this around soon because Lamelo Ball deserves better. So there we have it, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications. That way you never miss a video. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much for supporting. You are awesome. We all know it. And as always, have an awesome day, and cue that music. If you're still here while the music is cued, here are 2 videos I think you are definitely going to enjoy. I mean, personally, I think the one on the left might be more your style, but the one on the right looks pretty awesome too. Click one, let me know what you think, and again, have an awesome day.